Coming to you live from the heart of downtown Tigard, the city of Tigard and TVC-TV present Late Night in Tigard. Tonight's guest stars, Israel Martinez from the Cuadrilátero Cafe, Vernon Baker from the Just Compassion Resource Center, and featuring Tigard's very own climate champions. Please welcome your host, Mayor Jason Snider.
Good evening, Tigard. We are back for the 4th edition of Late Night in Tigard. Since we signed off from our last broadcast, our team has been very busy. Tonight, you will hear how much of our recent work has focused on continuing to provide COVID-19 support to community members, businesses, and nonprofits, implementing a person-centric response to houselessness, creating the beginning chapter of a bold climate action plan, and adopting a park and recreation system plan. We are doing this work and all of our work as a city by fulfilling the community promise, which ensures that we make decisions with an emphasis on equity, the environment, economy, engagement, and excellence. With that in mind, let's get on with the show. We've brought back some of your favorite segments like Mayor Walking and the Top 10 list, and we've created some new ones thanks to our friends at Just Compassion, the Opportunity Cafe, and the leaders of our Climate Champions Initiative. Every night, hundreds of our fellow community members go to sleep without a roof over their head. We have seen these numbers grow in recent years, and we are doubling down on our support for the unhoused. One of our key partners in this response is Just Compassion. Recently, I visited Just Compassion to talk with Executive Director Dr. Vernon Baker. You'll hear about the work they're doing, how the city fits into those efforts, and how you can support Just Compassion. Hello everyone. Today I'm here at the Just Compassion Day Center with Executive Director Dr. Vernon Baker. Dr. Baker, how are you doing today?
Pretty good, pretty good. It's nice to have you here.
I want to ask you a couple questions about what Just Compassion's doing right now to support the unhoused community in the greater Tigard area.
Well, right now, we're sort of wrapping up our services. We started our winter shelter November 15th. That runs through the end of March. And the way our shelter runs is that we open at 4 in the afternoon, and then we close in the morning at 8 o'clock because we have to prepare for our day program. But the same guests that are in our shelter are more than welcome to continue to come back to our day program as well.
And how many people are you able to support in the nighttime program?
Well, this year our capacity is 20. Last year was
Wow.
our first year. We were under contract for 10, so we decided to ramp up. So we're doing 20 people overnight. So we're utilizing both the main level and the lower level as well.
That's incredible. So you were able to double your capacity in 1 year.
Yes.
That's phenomenal. Tell us what the Tigard community can do broadly to help Just Compassion and to support the work that Just Compassion's doing.
Well, first and foremost, I think the Tigard community has been very supportive of Just Compassion. We have a website that is pretty detailed about all the resources and things that we need, so we always encourage people to go to our website. We can always use volunteers for meals and clothing and those kinds of things. And then again, of course, the financial contributions are always welcome.
I believe I was helping somebody golf for Just Compassion recently, right? There was a big...
Yeah, we had
a big fundraiser that way.
Yeah, we had a great fundraiser, something that we've never done before in terms of a fundraiser through ProFund, and we had an event at Topgolf, and we were fortunate enough that we raised over $55,000 this year.
Wow, that's incredible.
It really is.
So you work with a lot of unhoused individuals in our community. What are some common myths that you might want to dispel for people that maybe don't have as much interaction with unhoused individuals?
Well, I think the first myth is the fact that people who are unhoused are out there because they want to be.
Okay.
And that if they could do something differently, they would. Sometimes that's not the case. And we have a lot of individuals where I always refer to it, when you see someone that's unhoused, it's just like seeing the tip of the iceberg. You just see where they are in this small snapshot, but under the surface, there's so much more that's going on. that actually sort of dictates and is a culmination of why they're outside and they're houseless.
So that'd be your message. There's a lot more to what's going on than just
exactly.
than just what you see in that moment.
In the surface, exactly.
And that most people are not choosing this.
Exactly. Yeah, most people are not choosing this. This is a culmination of a lot of things.
So tell us about a story, like a specific story about one or two individuals that Just Compassion has really helped, or you think really highlight the work that you've done over the last year as an organization.
Well, I think we had in our state parking program, which is a program where we have 5 locations in the city of Beaverton area, non-disclosed areas where people who are living in their vehicles can park in a safe place where they're not accosted or harassed. And we have a storage shed there for them, and also a hand washing station and a large porta potty for them to utilize. But we had an individual that was in that program for almost a year, and she finally was able to move from the state parking program into housing.
Wow.
And what brought this full circle was that last week I received a little letter from her with a donation. It was a modest amount, but just the fact that she thought enough about us to say thank you and really appreciate it.
And she's in a position to do that.
And she's in the position to do that, exactly.
That's fabulous.
So that's just one of the stories that come to mind real quickly.
So if you have any last words of wisdom or information you want to share with the Tigard community, what would it be?
Well, I just think to continue to, first of all, to continue to support Just Compassion, and the fact that we are really in the process of trying to expand our footprint here so we can increase the capacity of the things that we do and help out our houseless even more. So I think, feel free to stop by, check us out, go to our website, and then feel free to give me a call, because I'm more than happy to have conversations about anything as it relates to our houseless. And I really like establishing relationships and partnerships and collaborations with all of our community partners.
Well, Vernon, it's been great, or I should say Dr. Baker, it's been great. Thank you for taking the time to chat with me today. Really appreciate your significant contributions, both you and the organization Just Compassion, to the Tigard community. So thank you.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. And Vernon's just fine.
In this next segment, I learned a new skill, how to make a latte, while talking with Israel Martinez, the first entrepreneur to launch a business at the Opportunity Cafe. Martinez is calling the coffee shop El Cuadrilátero, paying tribute to the times when Israel and his uncle would spend Sundays watching lucha libre professional wrestling. I'm here at the Tigard Public Library to visit with Israel Martinez, the owner and operator of the Opportunity Cafe. How are you doing?
Good, very good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me here today. Got a couple questions for you. So this has been a dream of yours to start for a long time, right? Like
Yeah.
at least 7 or 8 years?
Yeah.
How did the city of Tigard help you out?
So everything started with a conversation with a friend in 2014, and we were talking about goals, each other. So I mentioned her that I want to open a restaurant, and she contacted me with the MISO, the Microenterprise Services
Okay.
of Oregon.
Yep.
When I start talking with MISO, they offer me all the help.
So you're gonna show me some coffee making here? How's this work?
Yeah.
While you're doing that, can you talk about 1 or 2 particularly memorable experiences with a customer already?
Yeah. So the other day, I had this little girl.
Okay.
Her mom was asking what she wants, and her mom wants to buy a donut, but she wants a little cake. She wants the chocolate flan.
Okay.
But her mom was still saying that she couldn't because she wants too much sugar. But she was begging that she wants the cake. So her mom buy the cake, and she just go outside on the bench, and she start eating it. And with their feet, they were just moving their feet, the happiness.
How old was this girl?
She was like around 5.
Okay, so you're making the 5-year-olds happy here at Cuadrilátero.
Yeah.
Did I say that correctly?
Yes.
Excellent. All right. Well, what are you gonna make here?
So let's make a latte.
Okay. You have all this fancy gear.
Yeah, thanks for the Tiger. Borrow me the coffee machine.
So Tigard supported you with,
Yeah, with the
getting
machine,
the
yeah.
equipment?
Yeah.
And then what's the plan? Like what's the future of Cuadrilátero?
So the future is probably having a restaurant.
Okay.
Yeah, having a restaurant here on Tiger.
What's been your favorite thing so far while you've been operating the cafe?
So my favorite part is I've been learning a lot of stuff about the cafe. To
Okay.
be honest, didn't
Yeah.
know how the coffee works.
Okay. And you're learning a lot about coffee?
Yeah,
You're gonna put foam in that now,
Yeah.
aren't you? See, I've learned a little bit, not a lot, but you've heard the fact that I don't actually drink coffee, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that. I do drink a mean hot chocolate though.
yeah, we can make one too.
Yeah, I figured you could. But I will say foaming the milk is pretty fancy.
Yeah. The best coffee can be between 23 to 30 to
Okay.
serve a good coffee. So the coffee can have all the flavor that they're looking for.
What would you say to a Tigard community member that, comes to the library regularly and may want to stop by? What would you say to them?
Probably come and try the coffee.
Come and try the coffee,
Yeah,
okay?
but we're doing our best to serve the best coffee on it.
Well, thank you so much for your time here today. Really appreciate it, and really look forward to what the future has for you and your business at the library.
Yeah, well, thank you.
We're speaking with the climate champions about the Community Resiliency Plan. What does that mean? The Community Resiliency Plan will be a bold set of strategies and investments to reduce our impact on the environment and create a promising future for the next generations. Let's see what the climate champions are up to. Hey climate champions, before we jump in, who are the climate champions and why do you care about the Community Resiliency Plan?
In the last couple of years, we've seen extreme climate patterns like heavy winter storms, droughts, rampant wildfires, and flooding. As the youth of our community, our future is impacted by climate inaction. That's why we're working with the city on their goal of creating a bold community resilience plan and fulfilling the community promise, which centers equity in the decision-making process.
The importance of youth voices in policy should not be overlooked, especially when it comes to climate. This plan is a priority for us because we want to have a livable future. Oh, no, not like that. Ah, yes, this is what I'm talking about. I lay awake at night dreading of the consequences of inaction. We bring creativity and urgency that may not be reflected otherwise. We're trying to make it to the year 3000, also known as Y3K.
I think I'm following. Thank you for adding your voices and being dedicated to making the world a more livable place today, tomorrow, and years from now. I have to say, I didn't think you teens paid attention to the council goals or other bureaucratic buzz. I'm enjoying this. Let's dive into your ideas. What do you have?
I think Tigard has an exciting opportunity to transition more of our lifestyle to renewable sources. We're talking stoves, vehicles, leaf blowers, you name it. Renewable energy sources will ensure we can still plug into our phones to get into our Facebook discussions with our family and keep posting Instagram stories and sharing ridiculous TikToks without harmful emissions to make it happen. Shout out to any people in Tigard who have invested in solar panels. Climate champions are all in on promoting the use of green energy.
How about transitioning gas stoves to electric ones? Y'all know I don't cook anyway. It's more of an aesthetic piece. We're also encouraged by the city's effort to make electric micromobility more accessible.
Gotta tell them what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, micromobility refers to e-bikes. You know, the kind that zoom by on the uphill when you're just trying to make it up the old way. All muscle. It also includes e-scooters for all those millennials that want to relive their Razor scooter days. That's not the right photo, but you get the point. Tigard has some great paths, and we want to see the community utilizing those resources to get to destinations instead of using cars.
That's great. Implementing some environmentally friendly choices into people's routines can help us reach our goal of carbon neutrality by 2035. What else do you think we can do to help us achieve our bold emissions reducing action?
We'd like to see the city start to transition its fleets to electric. Our friends at TriMet have been busy introducing greener public transportation. Let's pick up the pace, Tigard.
Is someone putting you up to this? Blink twice if you're being held hostage.
No way. Tigarddians should know the transportation sector creates nearly 40% of emissions. Everyone and their cousins should be thinking about transitioning to electric and/or reducing their miles traveled each day. Team Tigard is evaluating how to make this an equitable and accessible plan.
I like the sound of that.
Climate champions have also been talking code, and not the 01010 kind. We're calling on Tigard to make parks, community gardens, and natural spaces a priority in the new development and incorporating it into existing communities. We could all benefit from more trees and native plants that require less water. I don't know about everyone else, but outdoor spaces have kept me going, especially during COVID.
So true. They're also a great background for when I want to pretend to be active for my 9 very loyal Instagram followers.
I've done it! The Sky Roomba is online!
Turn that thing off!
Now, this is cutting-edge technology designed to end the problem right where it starts. A Roomba that can fly? Now, there's a patch of grass in the Roomba, so when the Roomba floats around the sky and detects any CO2, it can put out O2 through sky photosynthesis.
I was on board until the Sky Roomba part, but electric vehicles and native plants are great ways of reducing carbon emissions. What are your plans on reducing waste in Tigard?
Well, I mean, the Sky Roomba was a great idea, but reducing your own personal consumption is a huge part of cutting down on your waste, or buying secondhand if you can. Tigard has a great thrift store called Curiosities in downtown. Another place to successfully dispose of your waste is Agilix, Tigard's own styrofoam recycling plant. Make sure to properly recycle your styrofoam to avoid it going to the landfill.
Another huge part about reducing waste is watching your food waste. Food waste makes up a huge part of Tigard's total waste, and that is totally preventable. Oftentimes, many meat options have high carbon emissions, so it's important to be aware of the local Tigard restaurants that have made an effort to include vegetarian and vegan options on their menu, such as Lucky Cat Ramen, Primo Espresso, Symposium Coffee, 48 North Pizzeria, and Sinful Confections.
Thank you so much for letting us know what options Tigard community members have to reduce waste, and some local places that people should check out. What do you all suggest the community does to get more involved?
One way people can get involved is through Tigard's Resiliency Plan. We want your input to make our climate policy fit better with our community. Every step to reduce your carbon footprint is a step taken towards a more livable future.
Instead of staying in the comfortable confines of the Late Night in Tigard studio this year, we've taken the show on the road with trips to Just Compassion and the Opportunity Cafe. This is also true for our oldest segment, Mayor Walking. We grabbed a microphone and a camera and left the studio to visit downtown Tigard to hear what's on your mind. Here's what we heard. So what brought you to downtown Tigard today?
I'm meeting a friend for lunch, and we're going to go to Curiosities and walk around Main Street.
Awesome, that's great. And what's your name and where are you from?
My name's Karen, and I live in King City.
Okay, so you came to downtown Tigard as a destination.
Yep.
Would you mind giving us your name and where you're from?
My name's Haley, and I live out in Newburgh, and this is my son, Ben.
Your son, Ben. Okay, how you doing, Ben?
Pretty good.
I like the Batman shirt. So what brought you to downtown Tigard today?
We were shopping at the vintage store today.
Okay, did you find some good stuff?
We did. We found some Hot Wheels.
Oh, Hot Wheels.
I'm Carolyn.
Hi, Carolyn. What's your name?
I'm Liz.
And where are you both from?
Well, I'm from Houston, Texas, and I moved to Oregon in 2020 in August, and I love it here.
Where do you live?
I live over off of Greenberg and Autumn Oaks Apartments.
Okay, so in Tigard.
Yeah,
Awesome, you moved from Texas to Tigard and you love it.
I do.
What brought you both to downtown Tigard today?
We're going to have lunch.
You're gonna have lunch. Where are you going?
We're doing the Thai Delicious, and we want to shop in a vintage shop here.
My name is Marty Phillip.
And Marty, where are you from?
Tigard.
You're from Tigard. Okay, now we stopped you on a serious run. Why don't you tell us about the run you've been doing this morning?
I am in training for various runs, and so today was a long run day, so I did a 10K.
You did a 10K. You know, you got a bunch of stats on your phone. You want to share those? What do you got?
Well, I've got 10.25 kilometers, and I did it in an hour, 19 minutes, and 59 seconds.
Wow. Heather, where are you from?
I'm a Portlander, so I live southwest Portland.
So what brought you to downtown Tigard today?
We ran the Fano Creek Trail.
What's your favorite thing about the Fano Creek Trail?
I like the nature along it, looking at the water, and it's quiet, and the animals and the nature.
Okay. What are you doing in downtown Tigard today?
We're just taking the dog for a walk. This is Loki. Loki, sit.
Oh, that's a well-behaved dog. Do you live in Tigard?
I do. I've been a resident for about 30 years now.
Awesome. What's your favorite thing about Tigard?
Having a dog that we like to walk, one of my favorite things is the excellent parks and trails system.
Any particular dog amenity that you like at the parks?
Hunksinger is very nice when it's raining out because they do a really good job of keeping wood chips around the perimeter, so I can go out and get a little bit of exercise. And
okay.
Loki loves to run around and smell all the other dogs.
What are your favorite things in downtown Tigard?
Well, I was just talking to how I like this shopping village. It's really sweet, and go to the liquor store sometimes, and I do the Thai restaurant, and I bought a couple things in this vintage shop here. And we're saying it's hard to park sometimes in Portland, but you have this nice parking area. You don't have to, no hassle parking.
So Tigard is better to shop in than Portland?
Well, yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I'll let Mayor Wheeler know. Okay.
I like it.
So do you guys come to Tigard often?
We do, yeah. We have family here in Tigard, and we like the little downtown area with all the shops, and this is one of our favorite stores.
And what's your favorite thing about downtown Tigard in general?
It's just like safe, good fun place for families to hang out.
I'm gonna put you on the spot. Do you like King City or Tigard better?
Well, I love King City because it's like Mayberry. But I like to come to downtown Tigard because I just love the area. And I go to the Tigard library a lot.
You have a favorite Tigard park?
Well, I call it Cricket Park.
Cricket Park, okay. Did you make it up?
Well, because they play cricket there.
Oh, Cricket Park.
Yes.
So Dirksen Nature
Yes.
Park,
Yes.
I'll translate here.
Yes, thank
So
you.
you call it Cricket Park.
Yes.
I was thinking you meant the animals, but as soon as you said they play, I knew it.
Yes.
I knew exactly what you were talking about. Yeah, there's a lot of active cricket going on there, which
Yes.
is cool.
Yes.
I've learned a little bit about cricket there. How about
I'm
you?
trying.
You're trying, yeah. I don't fully understand.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
So what's your favorite park in Tigard?
I really like the Fano Creek.
Okay, Fano Creek Trail?
Yes, because I've walked it from Tigard to the library and from the library to downtown Tigard.
Okay. And what do you like about it?
I like that it feels so sort of like, not wilderness exactly, but you're out of the city. It feels like you're completely away from a city, but you're not far.
But you're in an urban area
Right,
outside. Right. Okay. So you like Dirksen Nature Park?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What's your favorite amenity at Dirksen?
The restroom.
The rest. What do you think the city could be doing to address climate change? Any ideas there?
You know, you seem to be doing a lot. I drive an electric car, and I've noticed along the walk, as we came along the back road, I've already seen like 4 chargers, which is great.
So some infrastructure there.
Yes,
for
infrastructure is always good.
Yep.
The city's fairly, at least along the downtown stretch, is very walkable. Other parts of Tigard are probably less walkable.
You seem like you know a lot about Tigard. Why do you live in Portland?
Well, I live in southwest Portland, so I mean, I'm probably only a couple,
So
I'm right off of Capitol and Barber
So
area.
you consider yourself a Tigard resident then, probably?
No, I'm Portlander. Sorry.
You got any advice for Mayor Wheeler then?
Oh, don't get me started.
What do you think the city should be doing to combat climate change?
I know that the state is providing a lot of incentives to have people consider electric vehicles.
Yep.
So that's something I'm actually considering right now. On a local level, maybe the city could have a special parking program where electric vehicles would have preferential parking.
So kind of to incentivize parking in maybe downtown Tigard or somewhere like that?
Yes.
Any specific suggestions for the city on climate change?
If you could somehow arrange to get more of the hard to recycle things recycled.
That's actively being worked on.
Encourage people to walk instead of drive.
Okay, so promoting walkability and mobility.
Because this is a good city for that.
Any advice then, I guess, for the mayor of Tigard?
Wow. I mean,
Do you know anything about the mayor of Tigard?
I don't know anything about that,
Okay.
and I work in Washington County Library, so I definitely don't.
Oh.
But I think it's very important for all cities, all towns, to be just community oriented.
Okay.
And I think that's one of the most important things that mayors and city council members and anyone who works with the city can do.
Well, I will make sure that we get that advice to the mayor of Tigard. I am actually the mayor of Tigard.
Oh my gosh,
Jason
are you really?
Snider. Yeah. Any advice for the mayor of Tigard? You have any advice for the mayor? Do you know who the mayor is?
I don't.
I am actually the mayor of Tigard.
Oh, well,
So my
there you
name's
go.
Jason
Nice to
Snider.
meet you.
Yep,
Nice to meet you.
So we're just getting some info here. Any advice for the mayor of Tigard?
Try to maintain a balance between what the people want and what you have to do as someone who oversees what goes on in a city.
Uh-huh.
It's hard.
Yeah. Okay.
And I wouldn't want your job. I think it would be really...
Oh, am I the mayor? As you've seen tonight, there are many reasons to be optimistic about the future of Tigard. There are also many reasons to be proud about the work done in 2021. So this year, I've decided to focus my top 10 list on some of our most notable actions from the past year. Number 10, one new community mural. More than 300 community members joined together with local artist Emily Lux to paint a mural that is now on the side of the Main Street Stationery building. Number 9, 8 new patrol officers. You trusted us by approving the police services levy. We have delivered by hiring 8 additional police officers. Number 8, 3 Streets for People locations. These locations connect neighborhoods with Tigard's trail system, create safe spaces for residents and K-12 students to recreate and travel, and ensure underserved or marginalized neighborhoods are prioritized. Number 7, 8 Tigard Gold graduates. The inaugural Tigard Gold cohort learned about their government, community, and how to get involved. The graduating class included immigrants, refugees, and U.S. citizens of Iraqi, Mexican, Somali, and Turkish heritages. Number 6, body cameras for all Tigard police officers. These new body cameras activate automatically whenever an officer turns on their overhead lights, reaches a certain speed, draws a taser, draws a gun, or is involved in a crash. Officers can also manually activate their cameras at any time, and the data is automatically uploaded to a secure site for evidence. Number 5, one new city website. We debuted a new website focused on the services and programs that you care most about. Website content can be translated into more than 100 languages and meets the latest accessibility standards. Number 4, 1,000 new Code Red subscribers. Through door-to-door outreach to households and businesses, we signed up an additional 1,000 phone numbers to the Code Red notification list. Code Red allows you to stay informed about boil water notices, weather events, and public safety emergencies. Number 3, a new tot lot. Located on the east side of Cook Park, the tot lot brings the latest play equipment to our youngest community members. Number 2, continued COVID support for individuals, nonprofits, and businesses. Our community continues to battle the impacts of COVID. Since 2020, we worked to provide the support that you needed, including $45,000 in Tigard aid funding to 230 different utility customers, $296,000 in Tigard raft funds to local nonprofits, and we supported 396 businesses with a total of $3.5 million in Tigard Cares funding. And number 1, 27,000 new items in the library's collection. We added new audiobooks, books, ebooks, and more. On average, a library card holder receives $284 of value every year. Well, Tigard, that's a wrap. Thank you for spending time with us tonight. Good night, Tigard.
Rolling camera and action.
Instead of staying in the comfortable confines of the Late Night in Tigard studio this year, we've taken? Who proofreads this Martinez is calling the coffee shop El Cuadrilátero.
Cuadrilátero.
Cuadrilátero. Martinez is calling the coffee shop El Cuadrilátero.
Rolling camera and Roomba's coming in. Roomba's coming in. You got to look and duck. Like
Okay.
It's above your head. And action. Keep going, keep going.
This is the dumbest stuff I've ever done.